Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Diego Boada. I am an assistant professor of foreign languages and culture at Universidad del Norte in Barranquilla, Colombia, and I would like to invite you all to join us in the Eureka 2020 challenge. Are you ready? Hashtag Eureka 2020. For those of you who may not know, Eureka comes from Greek and it means I have found it. It is a cry of joy or satisfaction when one finds or discovers something. So, as you can see in this graph, it became popular in the 1900s and it's been a popular exclamation since then. If anything, I have learned as a person in academia is that we always have to start with a lit review to know what other people have done. So we looked at challenges in social media. I am very sure that you have all heard about the Ice Bucket Challenge. This was a very popular challenge. It raised a lot of money, over $220 million, and it raised a lot of awareness about ALS. Other challenges include the Cinnamon Challenge, the Let's Eat Type Hot Challenge, the water bottle flip, and my personal favorite, the Harlem Shake. This is the challenge that we did at UGA. I am very proudly a graduate from the University of Georgia. And then these swimmers did the challenge in the swimming pool. It was a lot of fun to watch. In terms of academic talks, there are a lot of talks like TED Talks. I'm sure you are all familiar. We have 3 minute thesis. This is an initiative by the University of Queensland in Australia. And the idea is that this is mostly for doctoral students that, I did this before. And so you have to explain your thesis in 3 minutes. And it is actually really difficult because it has to be engaging and you have to be able to use language that is very clear and that language that can be understood by an intelligent audience without background in your specific research area. And there are other formats such as Pecha Kucha. This is 20 slides for 20 seconds. So, like every 20 seconds is a different slide, and it is a really fun way to present. They call it visual storytelling, and I think it's a great idea. So that's why we would like to suggest this new challenge. We want to call it hashtag Eureka 2020. Are you ready? I hope you are. So the idea is, or the purpose is that we want to share research and or innovative ideas through a video that is no longer than 5 minutes. And our dream is that all of these videos will help to support COVID-19 recovery efforts around the world. And the only condition is, or first condition is it has to be less than 5 minutes, and second condition, it must use language that is accessible to a general audience. So I accept the challenge. Will you? Okay, I'm gonna start with my challenge and I'm going to set a timer here. I'm gonna tell you how much time I'm going to spend in this. So I'm ready. Three, two, one, go. So I am an instructional designer. If you don't know what this is, here's a definition by Reiser. But basically, we solve problems that may be about learning or performance, and we do design, development, implementation. We do a lot of things that can be instructional or non-instructional because sometimes problems are not necessarily do not necessarily require training, and we work in different contexts. Instructional design was very popular during the World War II because there was a need to train people really fast and to apply, all of this knowledge by psychologists and people in education. And so I know that there are many of you out there. There are many different names for instructional design. I would like to identify people who know about this by using this hashtag instructional design SOS. That way we can all help each other. This is a picture of my graduation from the University of Georgia from 2018. There is always a story behind the picture. This is my dissertation, and the truth is that it was 192 pages full of sweat and tears. I did something called social network analysis. This is a new social science paradigm. It can be the history can be traced back to 1930s, and it involves or it comes from many different disciplines such as sociology, anthropology, mathematics, statistics, and computer science. But the main idea is that SNA does not explain social phenomena based on individual attributes, but as a result of the social structure. What it means is that typically we say, oh, the problem is these students are not doing well because of their gender, because of this, because of that. But really, it's about the people who are around us, and we share a lot of similarities and characteristics, and you can make actually predictions based on the people who are around you. You can look at the opportunities and the constraints based on your network. And so, a simple idea is the small network theory. This is saying that two people are connected in the world, between there are 5 to 7 connections connecting all of us in the world. This is, the world is a small place, and there's been very many different experiments from 1967 to 2003, and this is also called a 6 degrees of separation. So in my dissertation, I did this study with almost 100 schools and 382 educators in Georgia, and a few of them were out of state. They were all over the place. We were learning about instructional conversation, and so I was looking at how people interacted online, and I used this social network analysis to look at all of these relationships, and how people interact and why and when and how. And here I'm going to show you really quickly a interactive network of what it looks like. So here you see how people interact. Some people are in the middle. Some people, you can assign different characteristics and sizes. You can see that some people are in the periphery, and this is just very interested to look at. Um, so the big conclusion for instructional design, or the big implication, is that there are two big things. One is community, one is network, and we have to look at both of them. So in terms of community, our goal is to develop this partnership, to create a shared identity. Why are we here? Why are we doing here? What brings us together? And we want to facilitate that sense of trust and commitment. In terms of network, as instructional designers, we need to optimize the connectivity. We need to strengthen the density of the network. We need to enable connections and facilitate the information, or the flow of information. For COVID-19, what is the main implication? We used to be connected, but now we're not connected. Everybody's home. We don't know what to do. So my invitation is to take advantage that we are no longer in our schools. We're no longer in the workplace. And we need to think in terms of social network. The question is, how can we strengthen this community? How can we improve our communication channels? And then, by doing that, we will better coordinate our efforts and our recovery efforts, because the real challenge, in my opinion, is to innovate and to reinvent ourselves. We have to come back stronger and better than before. And I think that's it. It was under 5 minutes. Thank you. So I would like to use social network theory to conduct a social experiment, if you guys will support me. Do you see Shakira's performance in the Super Bowl, and what she did? This sound. Well, a lot of people thought it was funny, and there were memes all over the internet that this was like my new wake up alarm. People said that these were turkeys before Thanksgiving, that these were babies when I tried to make them laugh, and so forth. But the reality is that there is a cultural reason behind this. A senior lecturer said for the Washington Post that this is actually called a zagruta, and it is an expression that is used in countries such as Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and it is used in graduations, it is used in birthdays, in weddings, and so there is a reason behind it. And also, I want to ask you guys, do you know who was on Instagram Live a few weeks ago celebrating Barranquilla's 207th birthday through the Barranquilla Carnival Instagram account? If you don't know, Barranquilla Carnival is a lot of fun. This was my first year going to the carnival, and it's supposed to be the second biggest carnival after Rio de Janeiro. And so, who was on Instagram Live? You may ask yourself. Well, no other than our wonderful Sofia Vergara. We love Sofia. I've been here in Barranquilla for less than a year, and people love all of our superstars that are from Barranquilla. We are very proud of them. We, feel like they represent us abroad, and they represent our culture, and they represent who we are as Colombian, and who we are as Barranquilleros. And so I would like to use social network analysis to dream big and to do this experiment. Will you support me? I hope you will. I want to suggest these two hashtags: hashtag love you Sophia, hashtag love you Shakira, and see what happens. This is just an experiment. We'll see what happens. So please support us, please share, please post, please use these hashtags, and we will let you know what happens. Thank you.